All right. So we are at session, I think it's session 30 of Descent into Fernia. Anybody want to give the recap?
We found a hag's village. We threatened to break our way in. They got scared. Open up the gates.
Fort Knucklebone.
Yes, it looked like a
Yeah, like
fist
it's
going
like a
into the
mountain
ground.
that kind of looks like a
It was that was like surrounded by this wall, this like kind of wall of rusted and twisted steel that were like manned by these little short bloodthirsty things. What are they called?
Red caps.
The red caps.
Red caps. We tried digging with our digging car. We tried going under the gate and we ran into solid stone. So then we had to talk to them and we tried to drive through the gate and then got stopped. And that's when they let us through.
Yep.
One of the coins disintegrated, and the one that we have in the car, we're not really sure how much longer it would get us. But we drove it into her garage.
One of them, yeah.
One of her many garages.
Yep.
Because one of the things that you guys have noticed is this place is like a junkyard full of parts and scraps of these infernal war machines.
When we got there, there were two dwarves that were husband and wife, and they were drafted into servitude for keeping a were-raven curse away from their daughter, Belinda, who's one of Vegnog's rivals. But she's always been fair, but is known for her ruthlessness. Maggie was willing to trade for vehicles. So we were told by the clan McGallagher, those two dwarves, not to give our names to Maggie. So she kept like prying for our names, but we refused. I think Ewan gave a fake name or something.
I don't think Ewan even went that far.
No.
I think we found out that Lux, Solomon, and Ewan and Alyssa have marks on their foreheads that signify their souls are owned by someone else. We had to trade, make a deal so we could get a night's rest. Otherwise, she was going to kick us to the curb. So the deal was to trade studying the marks on their foreheads. There was somebody looking to. They were waiting for Ewan to take his clothes off, and Vegnog, being a good friend, decided to try to protect Ewan's dignity, and threw a knife at this beady eye that was pointing at us through a crack. It was a red cap.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we ended with trying to pass the night restfully.
Yeah.
Because we're all pretty beat up.
Especially Ewan, who is still recovering from the loss of his arm. So just as a reminder, in case you guys weren't aware, or maybe were aware but just haven't been checking, I have been updating the tabs under known NPCs and player handouts. to provide information that is somewhat current. So there are tabs in there for the dwarves that you met, Mad Maggie, the Mad Caps and Red Caps, and Maggie's gift, Mickey, gift slash bodyguard. So if you guys are ever forgetting any of the information, that's a good place for you guys to kind of recap on it as well. So just a couple of additional things is because you guys were able to provide Chuka and Clunk with information regarding their daughter, they were so happy that they offered to provide Ewan with a prosthetic arm for free. But they did say that they have to do this as a kind of side project under the table, or else Mad Maggie might come at them.
Yeah, and collect taxes. We wouldn't want that to happen.
Yeah, so they said that if you can make it a few days, they should be able to get you that arm prosthesis. In addition, you guys did learn from Mad Maggie. It appeared that one of her ravens that perch upon her shoulder had brought news, and she related to you that a cathedral had appeared not too far away, or at least that's what she said, not too far away. Who knows what that means? But a cathedral had appeared with a surrounded by a wall of black flame and a vortex above the structure that was lit up by volleys of green lightning, which you guys assume is probably Flamekeep Cathedral. And Mad Maggie did say that as a creature of prophecy, she has the gift to read the strands of fate and would be willing to do that for you guys for a price, which is in part negotiated by the allowing her to study the sigils upon your foreheads. But she also said that there would be, as part of the ritual, she would require something from each of you. She was a little enigmatic about what she had stated she would need, but she said that
Wanted the story.
she said that the magic that she is going to use requires stories, because stories beget stories. And prophecy is just a kind of story. And so there's that. And so, yeah, so you guys are in the room, which was made using Dungeon Draft. And yeah, so you guys are resting, or at least trying to rest. Vegnog is keeping watch since he is an ever vigilant guardian that doesn't require sleep.
It's going to be 10.
He's very generous. Vegnog just likes to watch people sleep.
That was going to be 10.
Oh, that's right, because you took the one invocation that you didn't need to sleep, right?
Yeah. I was just going to be, I'll take watch, and then just not move, staring at you.
By watch, I mean I'm gonna take watch and just watch you all night.
Yeah, the goal was to make the creepiest fucking character I can come up with.
So
maybe Vegnog and Ewan can just like sit up together and just stare at each other from across the room. And like everybody just tries to keep sleeping. because it's so awkward. Nobody wants to get up first.
Just like looking over occasionally.
So is there anything that you guys wanted to do before starting a long rest?
Did I get a sense of the scale of this place whenever we came in here? Like how big of an area it is?
So the area is quite large. Another piece of information that I forgot to mention, Shuka and Clonk provided you guys with, is that Mad Maggie is not just a hag, but she is considered a kind of warlord here in Fernia, and that this is where you guys are is her realm. And so how far it extends beyond this compound, you don't know, but the actual compound itself is quite large. I mean, the formation around which Fort Knucklebone is built and within it's a plateau. It's a large mountain plateau. So that in itself is kind of about a mile or so in diameter, with a fenced area completely surrounding this rock formation, and garages that are built outside, and additional structures that are built directly within the plateau, which is where you guys are currently. You guys are currently in part of the structure that is actually built into the plateau. So it's big. And it also is one of the reasons why there's no windows in this room, because there's no windows to look out to.
I was just curious because I figured probably, I mean, if it's big enough to, I can, spend a night carousing, not tonight, so I'm still recovering, but spend a night carousing and basically just sort of know my way around the place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that might
That's
be
the thing. It's these things feel like I get the sense that perhaps I can find some of them that might be cool with, getting into some trouble.
One of those red caps will sell you dope. You just gotta find the right one.
I do gotta find, because I find the wrong one, I'm getting some weird shit.
Why am I suddenly remembering the dwarf that raped Dustin's character?
Right.
T-hole.
Yeah,
Raped
that's
might
the
be too
wrong
far. Molested for sure, though.
It was.
All right, so you guys begin to go to sleep with Vegnog on watch, but you find that as you begin to fall asleep, suddenly there's a bit of a rumble. You guys can feel this rumbling, kind of continuous, like coming from deep in the ground. It seems like it's increasing. After a moment, it's even beginning to shake dust from the ceilings and the walls.
The hell now.
I will go and check, see what is up. Vegnog's gonna leave the room. Like at least peek his head out the door.
Well, Vegnog tries. Vegnog, as you try to open the door, you find that it is locked.
Does it appear like locked, like I'm jiggling the handle, like, or does it like in the sense of like a mechanical lock, or does it seem like it's like held in place by something magical?
Well, you're not sure if it's being held in place magically, but it's not budging. And these vibrations are increasing to the point where it's actually becoming like a full-on quake. You guys are beginning to see cracks forming in the walls and in the floor.
I see. Is there this open door? Is that like a closet?
That is the toilet.
Vegnogs, I guess, couldn't check out the toilet and the toilet room.
Okay. So
Organics. What do they do? What do they need these extra rooms for?
So you go into the toilet, and it just appears to be a latrine. You do hear kind of like a swishing sound from within the toilet.
Okay. There's something in the toilet.
Now actual rocks are beginning to fall from the ceiling, and a large crack is opening up right around here in the floor.
In the room where the latrine is at, does it look like there are cracks forming?
Micro cracks are beginning to form and spread all throughout the room.
I'll walk around and go to the door.
And what do you do at the door?
I mean, I guess I try and just bust it down.
Okay. So as you try to bust it down, the wooden door breaks away and reveals that it is an iron door behind the wood.
Uh-huh.
And now large rocks are beginning to fall from the ceiling. The quaking is getting so bad that it is hard to stay on your feet. Sections of the walls are coming down, and behind the walls you see that there are iron walls, and steam is beginning to push from cracks between the rivets of the steel. Vagnog, while you are in the toilet, the rumbling from within the latrine increases, and a spewing fountain of shit just completely splashes throughout the room. And as it does, you can feel the heat as it steams off of you, as it is not just shit, but it is boiling hot.
Roll a deck save.
So this is how I lose charisma. With that, Vegnog is I don't think he can't. So with constructed or with centuries, so he doesn't need to eat, drink, or breathe, which means if he can't breathe, he can't smell. So he would know that this would be foul substance, but I don't think it would bother him.
Well, Warforged don't
Factory
breathe, but
sensors?
they can smell. they don't experience senses in quite the same way as fleshy mortal creatures, but you do have a sense of smell, and you can be repulsed.
Can
And-
Warforged turn off their sense of smell? Is it like something that you can will to be like?
I'll let you decide that.
So yeah, Vegnog's what do you call those?
Olfactory sensors.
Yeah, his olfactory sensors turn off. They shut down.
I just imagine like you flip over, open a panel on the side of your head, and you like, click, and then flip it back down.
Yeah, and like I would imagine that like he's got like kind of like lights on his nose, like where nostrils would be. So when he does that, like the lights go out.
As this is happening, a boulder-sized section of the ceiling falls right upon Project Ezreal, smashing him. And he's no longer visible while a pool of blood flows beneath the boulder, and a pyre of flame erupts from the ceiling where the boulder used to be. And all of the walls are now crumbling, and beneath them are these metal steel walls that are now slowly inching forward. And then this section of floor where the largest crack had formed, now there is a section that is completely gone, and where it was is now a gout of flame that occasionally spews forward, and it drops down into nothing. You can't see the bottom of what is ever is beneath this hole.
The walls is it just these walls that are closing in, or what about the ones in this area?
All of them. So these ones are moving in. Why is it not letting me do what I want to do? These ones are moving in, and even this is moving in, and is crushing the wooden toilet as it continues to spew forward, but not as powerfully, bubbling tar-like shit.
Vegnog is going to move towards the center of the room.
So there's no door handle anymore?
No. The door is basically disintegrated.
Okay.
And
I think we must make peace with the fact that we will never get back to strike our deal with the Church of the Silver Flame.
Seems awfully convenient.
Lux, what are you doing as this is happening?
Getting high as a kite. I am in my toking state, trying to get in touch with the inner key to understand what is happening.
A giant pit crumbles beneath Solomon, and he is swallowed in a gout of flame.
I feel like this is a dream. Because these walls were definitely not like this when we came in here.
If this is dream, if I punch you, you wake up.
Theoretically. Not necessarily. We'll punch each other.
Sounds good.
There's now these are now forming additional cracks and things in the floor. And,
So Vegnog's gonna punch Ewan and try to wake him up.
all right, give me an attack roll.
All right.
How does he die?
I go to swing at Ewan, trip and fall into a gout of flame.
Hold on. We were gonna swing at each other, so maybe like let's see what happens. Maybe I crit. Even though I have disadvantage, so I'd have to like really crit. Okay, no, I just hit the hell out of you.
All right. So Vegnog, you take 10 damage, and as you try to swing at Ewan, it doesn't quite feel right. Something's off here.
What about my hit? Spent years honing my craft, and I know what it feels like to hit something.
Give me a wisdom save.
Wisdom save?
Yeah.
You know, I have disadvantage on everything right now. Cool.
Okay. So yeah, you clock Vegnog pretty good right in his mechanical jaw.
Yep. What are you made of? I just went right through you. What the heck? Thought you were made out of metal or something. That doesn't matter. We're all gonna die anyways.
I am.
There's a hole. There's a pit here.
Yes, there are pits drawn onto the
How
floor.
are the walls looking right now?
Walls are probably at this now and moving closer.
I mean, no, I guess not that way. Well, you know, I'll see if it's possible to push back at these things.
The minute that your hands touch the iron, you feel your flesh bubble beneath them as they are red. They're hot.
Mhm.
And after you touch the area that you touch, it actually the steel actually becomes white, or not white, but red hot, as areas of the steel walls around you begin to glow with an orange light.
All right, I'll peer down this hole.
Give me a dexterity save.
Dexterity save. I'm just looking down the hole.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. You manage to just barely avoid getting hit by a gout of flame that erupted just as you were looking down below.
Alrighty.
You feel like punching molasses. This place is wrong.
Yeah, no shit.
This must be some treachery by the woman.
It would seem awfully weird to not kill us outside and kill us here.
Maybe she has her reasons. What they may be, I do not know. Maybe she's looking to rough us up a bit. Sleep deprive us.
I don't take kindly to that.
This is weird. I don't even sleep. I can't have these nightmares.
Just because you
Um,
don't sleep doesn't mean you can't be made to sleep.
So the walls are about here now. And Alyssa takes out her sword and tries to slash at the door. And as she does, the sword completely shatters. And the bits of metal from her sword actually strike back at her face, and she screams. And as she turns around, you see that metal shards from the sword have embedded deep into her eye sockets as blood pours from her face.
Well, I ain't gonna wait around to die. I hop in the hole.
Okay. Ewan, you experience terrible pain as the heat just increases as you fall into the hole, and you feel almost as if your skin is beginning to melt off. And as that happens, you hear a familiar voice say, "I got you." And then all of a sudden you feel a yank on your arm, and you are pulled into darkness that is different than the darkness that you just jumped into. And then not too long after that, Vagnog and Lux, you hear a small voice. "Over here. Come on, over here." Seems like it's coming from this area.
What manner of demon are you?
"I'm not a demon. Get over here."
I'm looking in this direction. Do we see anything?
You see a figure that is humanoid, but only about 3 inches tall. And she opens up a very small section of the floor. But it's weird because it's like there's a hatch there that she opens up that wasn't there before. And she is motioning wildly with her arms. "Come on, get in, get in."
Yes, Vegnog would just jump in. Because better than dying in here.
It doesn't look like it's big enough for you, though. It's a similarly sized hole. It's only a few inches.
This hole's only a few inches big,
Yeah.
meaning that like nobody could fit in it.
It doesn't seem possible for you to fit in it. Lux, this voice and this person is familiar. You recognize them.
Oh, I recognize them.
Mm-hmm. It's a little hard to make out as now the room is beginning to fill with acrid smoke that burns your lungs. But you do recognize her. There's something about her that's familiar. You can't quite place it though.
Okay. I take a quick walk over to, I guess, I probably didn't see Ewan jump down the hole, but he's gone. But I would look to where he was last, so like near that hole. So look down to see if I see him.
As you approach, you hear the voice say, "Not that way, over here."
Okay. And taking my time, I walk over to the other side of the room. And then, however big this hole is, I just jump in.
Okay. And as you do, you suddenly, despite all physics and logic, you find your way passing through the hole. So Vegnog, you are now alone in this room.
What's that look like to Vegnog?
The room is no longer the same. It is a room that is completely enclosed in steel, with the floor falling down in flames erupting all around him. So it's probably, this is as big as the room is right now, and the table and chairs have actually melted.
They're made of wood.
They've melted.
Some more fuckery.
So it looks like Lux jumped in, and as she jumped in, like she like shrunk in size.
For you, it just looked like she's there and then she was gone.
Well, I don't know what's going on, but hopefully Lux has made it down there. And Vegnog's gonna like stick his foot in the hole.
And as you do that, your foot passes through and you are suddenly now in the hole. And you all are falling into a pit of darkness until you finally land with a hard thump. And when you do, you find that soon a soft light begins to emit from a central small box. And also, it does not include Solomon, Project Azrael, or Alyssa.
Ewan, you are okay. Lux.
It's a matter of speaking. Do I still have my? Am I still missing my arm?
As you look, no, you are intact.
Actually, maybe I am pretty okay at the moment. More proof that this is some bullshit here, whatever the hell this is.
Clearly, this is some sort of trap sent for us.
I examine this door.
Looks like a door. It's a wooden door.
Does it quack like a door?
And you hear no quacking.
All right. I mean, it was a weird place we're in. I wouldn't be surprised if it quacked. Is there a door knob?
Yes.
Some sort of handle?
Yes.
I'll try it.
Okay. The door opens.
quite dark in here.
It is.
Do I have my equipment on me for some reason?
You what equipment are you looking for?
I have a bullseye lantern.
No, you don't have a lantern on.
Them motherfuckers. But there's a glow here.
Yeah, why did it do that? Come on. Yeah, right here in the middle, there's like this box. It's like probably 6-inch by 6-inch cube that just seems to glow with a soft white light.
Does the cube look familiar? Anything written on it, or can we see past the light to see if there's anything written on it?
There doesn't appear to be anything written on it. Doesn't look familiar at all.
Does it look like it has a lid? It can be opened?
No, it looks like a solid piece.
Does it give off any heat?
Nope, just light.
I'm gonna poke it.
Okay, it feels like stone, cold stone.
Does it move?
No,
What are you poking?
The glowing thing in the middle.
Ah,
Can I try and move it? Just like shove it slightly?
you can try.
I mean, yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. You try to move it, it doesn't budge. Do you want to use a athletics check? Do you want to really exert yourself?
I mean, I'll try and see if I could grab it now.
Okay. Grab it to lift it.
Mm-hmm. If at all possible.
Okay. It doesn't budge.
Okay. I guess I'm not worthy. I'll go to this door. You guys can look at that.
All right.
does it look like it says it looks like a little treasure chest?
Just a cube.
It's a cube.
Just a cube that looks to be glowing with a soft white light.
Feels like it's made of stone.
Vegnog will try to inspect it and see if he can move it.
Okay. It doesn't seem to want to budge, but if you want, you can exert yourself with an athletics check.
Vegnog will exert himself all over this cube. Athletics. This wasn't bad.
Okay. You attempt to move it. You almost get the sense that it might move, but then it doesn't.
Perhaps if we try to move this together, perhaps this cube can only be moved with teamwork.
Have you asked it to move? Come sit by here. And I asked the cube to move next to me.
It doesn't respond.
It's a clever idea. I liked it. I'll look through this door.
So it looks like a normal door.
Uh-huh.
It
then I
looks
open it.
very similar to the other one. And then when you open it,
More dark.
Not just any darkness.
Can I glean anything from this darkness? Like, is something just outside the visual range sort of thing?
Give me a perception check.
Do I still have disadvantage on everything?
You don't
While
have
it-
disadvantage on this check.
Guess it didn't matter. Hopefully.
It looks like there might be a couple figures and down beyond the shadows. You can't quite be sure though. It's like you kind of needing to look kind of out your peripheral, since
Right.
that's the better way of viewing within darkness. But it could just be a figment of your imagination.
I'll sit and wait for a moment, see if there's movement at all.
Okay.
Just keep my senses heightened.
While Yoon is doing that, are any of you doing anything else? Still trying to converse with the cube or move the cube?
I'm trying to move it with my mind. I'm reaching out with the key to try to move the cube.
Give me a wisdom check. No, charisma.
Charisma. Let's see,
You get the sense that the cube is being very stubborn.
Yeah, that's what it's doing.
but I figured.
Lux, are you making progress?
What does Lux look like as she's trying to will the cube to move with her mind?
She has her eyes closed and she's got her blunt and there's just like a big ploof of smoke around her as she's sitting on the floor.
It almost in my head, it almost is like Baby Yoda when he's holding out his arm, except Baby Yoda's also holding a blunt.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that in a meme.
Don't worry, when I get to the end of this, me and this cube will be talking. She takes another toke.
You can't be stubborn forever, Cube.
So Ewan, after a few moments, there's no movement that you see.
Just no movement, no like corresponding movement to them in the room.
No.
Right. Can anybody see this? See anything here? I don't have my lantern. I'll just take I'll take stock of what I do have, I guess. Clearly not that torch.
No. You really don't have any of your gear. You're just wearing your normal clothes, but you don't have any shoes on.
Okay. And my boomerang?
No, it's you don't have your boomerang.
All right, it's fine. I've got one of my deadliest weapons. Oh, I got both of them. I forgot.
Vegnog will come to Ewan's call and see if he can see anything outside the door.
That's
I
not the
mean-
door. That's not the door he's at.
Oh.
I liked that though.
So, does Vegdog see anything through the door?
It's just a bunch of darkness. You can give me a perception check if you want, though.
No, that's pretty good. I don't see anything, Ewan, but I do hear some water. It sounds far away. Like a cave.
All right.
Perhaps we can use this box to light our way. If we can all just work together to lift it.
All right. Try and lift this box, I guess.
Lux, are you using your mind?
All the time, honey.
Perfect.
All right, so you guys are heaving the box.
Yeah.
Trying to see if we could pick it up.
All right. Which of you is doing the lifting? Which of you is assisting?
I mean, I feel like I'm the strongest one here.
Yeah. Vegnog would be assisting and just helping push the box into him.
Well, I don't know. What's Lux's charisma? Does her strength of personality match you in physical strength?
Yeah, do you have an 18 or higher?
No.
Then I shall roll athletics.
Yep.
Good thing I have advantage.
Yep.
Cool. So I'm not exhausted here.
You don't know.
Okay.
For now, your strength seems to be intact. You have both your arms. So as you and Begnog begin trying to lift the box, it seems like it gives a little bit. It is raising off the ground, but it is very heavy.
All right. Can I estimate the weight of this thing?
Give me an athletics check with intelligence.
Okay. So something with intelligence that I have.
This is the first
Proficiency
time
with-
I've thought of a legitimate reason to use an athletics check with intelligence.
I'm
I
just
think
gonna
that's pretty
roll.
Cool.
I'm gonna roll investigation because it'd be the same.
Okay.
Do I have advantage?
No. So if you had to guess, it might be a couple 100 pounds.
Man. I mean, I could deadlift 540 pounds. Just saying. I could push drag 540 pounds.
Yeah, it's clearly not beyond that.
Fucker's got to weigh a ton. Metric ton. Obviously.
Does it look like this? So it looks like it's going with a soft light. Like looking at the stone, can I tell if the stone is like, if it's like hard stone, or if it's like a softer stone, like kind of like a sandstone or something that would chip?
It feels like it's probably the consistency of sandstone.
So Vegnog would see if he can like take.
Well, remember, you guys are holding it. You guys are both holding it right now.
Oh, we lifted it. Okay, I thought.
Yeah, it's a few inches off the ground. It's really heavy.
I mean, I'm going to say let's put this thing back down.
Okay.
I try to look to see if there's anything underneath it.
No, nothing underneath it.
Perhaps we can break it.
Do you
Or
have
at
something to
least-
break it with? I don't have any of my weapons.
Does it seem upset about that statement?
Give me insight check. The rock is being very stoic.
It's stone faced.
Lux, you can tell that the stone prides itself on that quality.
Is there a
It is very wise.
do we have any does Vegnog have any of his gear on him?
No, nothing that's not directly attached.
Let's see. Hold on a sec. Aha. So Vegnog has his thieves' tools embedded in him for warforged things, and part of that is a file. So he's going to try to see if he can file like some of this box to see if he can like get it into like I'm sure there's a piece of cloth. If not, I would just take one either from something I'm wearing or something someone else is wearing to like file like pieces into this cloth. See if we can like use it to like light our way through these rooms.
Okay. As you begin filing the stone, it begins to spark, almost like when flint is struck with steel.
Did you see that? It's working, and he continues.
Okay. It continues to spark. Each spark is followed by a loud pop, and so it's starting to kind of sound like a firecracker going off as Vegnog aggressively begins filing.
Maybe you should stop that.
I'm gonna look down. Do I have any of did any dust come off or flakes from the stone?
Yeah, but so there are like flakes of the stone coming off.
Okay, so I had them in like so like I grabbed like a piece of cloth.
Where would you get the cloth from?
I would have gotten it like because I was either gonna get it from my clothes unless I'm naked.
Well, I don't know. It's up to you. Did you wear clothing as a Warforged?
I have clothes.
Were you wearing clothes?
No, maybe he wasn't. I guess I would have asked to borrow cloth from Ewan or Lux.
Okay.
Because assuming they were wearing clothes.
Yeah, I mean, I could tear off a piece of my shirt or something.
Okay.
I mean,
So Ewan tears off a piece of his shirt. You begin filing pieces of the stone.
I'm gonna open this other door. Well,
Okay.
don't do too much, just in case it seems like that motherfucker could explode if you're not careful.
So Vegnog, you're filing things. And Ewan, it looks like just a normal door, just like the others.
Yep, I open it.
Okay. As you touch it, the area where you touch the door becomes a giant mouth, and it chomps around your hand.
Motherfucker, not again!
And so, oh, that wasn't made. Why did it not do that publicly? Toggle, you motherfucker. God damn it. I hate it when it's set to always whisper. No. All right. So it chomps around your hand, dealing that damage. And you are considered to be grappled by the thing as eyes begin to open from the wood of the door, and it begins going as it chewing on your arm, and you feel the intense pain of the chewing.
And am I considered to have been at full health for this?
Don't worry about it.
I mean, I only have 30. You set me at half hit points,
A
which gives me
level up
34.
depends on this. Come on, man.
Which means down.
You don't go down.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right, because I have one fucking hit point.
No, you don't go down.
No, yeah, 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Which arm is this?
I mean, I would open with my right arm, which is the one I still have in real life.
Oh.
Lux is disappointed. So let me really quickly do this. And then also do this. So yes, it is a mimic door. So you guys can roll initiative now if you want.
I don't wanna.
That's fine.
Nice.
All right. So Vegnog is up, Lux is on deck, and Ewan is in the hole.
Vegnog's gonna run up, and since he doesn't have any weapons, I guess he would do a cursory search for what, like if there's anything laying on the ground that could be used as a weapon.
There's nothing on the ground. It's a cold stone floor.
So he's gonna run up and do an unarmed strike, trying to basically punch punch this thing like kind of where to try to free Ewan's arm.
Okay.
$11.
That hits.
Are you kidding me? What the fuck? That's some bullshit.
Yep, you slapped it so ineffectually.
You still feel like you're swimming through molasses as you try to throw punches, Vegnog.
That doesn't even make sense. I think that damage is broken.
Actually, Ewan takes the damage and he fails 2 death saves.
It's 1 plus your strength mod.
1. Oh yeah, I guess that's right then. All right. Well, I guess I can't punch anything.
It's a minimum of 1 damage, so you do deal 1 damage.
It's like, there's just arms flapping in front of me like, you're not helping. What the-
Anything else you're doing, Vegnog?
No, that's it. Unless my fists count as finesse weapons.
I don't know if that is the case.
Otherwise, I could get sneak attack, but that feels like a monk or like a feat.
I think you can use strength or dex. I'm pretty sure.
For what?
For unarmed attacks.
No, not generally. It's not a finesse weapon.
Yeah, it's
not naturally.
It's not. It's in sage advice.
Okay.
Only a monk gets to add their dex.
So yeah, that's it from Vegnog's turn.
Okay. Note to self: don't allow Vegnog to get into fist fights. He will lose.
Worst fisticuffs ever.
He'll do more damage letting them strike his metal and stone body than he would deal himself.
I punched the shit out of him. Like before we entered this room.
All right. So then Wait, where did the tracker go? There we go.
There it is.
All right. So Lux is up. I'm gonna say you and you're going first. So Lux is up. You and on deck. Mimic in the hole.
Well, I turn away from the cube, giving a disapproving look, and walk over. Does Ewan look like he's in pain? I know he always tries to hide it, like nothing ever hurts him.
I mean, he just bit the shit out of me. So there'd be a noticeable grimace.
You also, as you approach Lux, you can hear the mimic slurping the blood as it drips from Ewan's arm.
I tell it to be gone. There are no violets on my trips, so get out.
Give me a persuasion check.
We're just going through one of Lux's trip dreams. We're just enacting one.
The mimic stops chewing on Ewan's arm, and you can see the eyes shift to look at Lux. So it still has Ewan's arm in its mouth. It's just no longer actively chewing on it.
Okay, well, let's start.
Come on, let this thing have it, Lux. I've got it on the run.
I've seen you fight. I don't think so.
That's not how you punch, by the way.
Another reason Lux thinks she's in a trip because she's watching Bedgon fight. It's like,
So what are you doing now that you have its attention, Lux?
oh, okay. I figured that was all I could do.
No.
I'd tell him to let him go.
It looks a little defiant and does a little nibble on his arm. Which is very painful for you, Ewan, by the way.
I look at it disapprovingly.
Give me an intimidate check to see how disapproving you get. So it does one more like defiant chew after you give it your disapproving look. Anything else you want to do? That's not considered an action or anything, so you can do more if you want.
I really can't. I mean, I guess if it starts to go after you and some more, I'm going to have to attack it. But right now, I just don't want to. I want to give it a chance. I don't want it to break my mellow at this point.
Okay. What are you doing meanwhile, Ewan?
I'm gonna throw it. Like, get the fuck off me! Like, yank it off the hinges if it's still on them, or if it's sort of come off of that by now, and try and throw it at the glowing box.
Okay.
Basically, kind of a break the grapple sort of thing, right? But in a dramatic fashion.
So are you going, so here's the question now. Do you try to rip your arm out and then grab it with both hands and throw it? Or are you going to try to grab it with your other hand, use the leverage of your arm inside of its mouth to try and rip it from the hinges, and then try to throw it off of your hand?
That's what I envisioned right there, yeah.
Okay. So first, give me an athletics check.
And I'll use an action point. I feel like I could do better. Fuck. Yeah, a 15 then.
Why is it not sharing once again? All right. Okay, so you managed to rip it from the hinges.
Perfect. And now I throw them.
Okay. Give me another athletics check, this time with disadvantage.
Is there something I could do to get rid of that? I'm gonna guess not. All right, I'll just roll. Fuck you. Okay. So he's still attached to me.
So you try to knock it off of your arm, but it's still gripping tight to you. And now you can also feel it use its tongue to kind of wrap around your wrist. It feels weird.
Can I punch him? Punch him. He doesn't fly off my arm, so I just slam him into the ground.
Yeah, fine. You can punch him. That hits. So you slam it to the ground.
Sure. Yeah. I kind of just assumed like the whole hinging and throwing was part of the whole thing, so I don't think I can get an extra punch in. Unless I spent my bonus action, which I'm not going to do that. I'm going to brace up so I can get some temporary hit points. 16 of them, in fact.
Okay.
Nice.
And now it's going to bite you.
Sure. Sure, with a fucking attack. Okay, I'm down.
No, you're not.
That's not what my hit points say.
You're not down. You're in a lot of pain. You're feeling woozy. You're not down. Vegnog, what are you doing now?
Clearly not going for a punch.
Perhaps a kick?
I guess. So does Ewan still have his? Did Ewan still have his arm in this thing?
Yes.
I'm going to try to help pull Ewan away from this.
I think that'll work. It's attached to me.
It's attached now.
I mean, it's always been attached.
Yeah, it's eating his arm. So in that way, it's attached. It's like grappling him.
Oh, okay. I thought you like it like it was like grafting. Like when you say attached, I imagine like grafting onto you, like it's starting to grow into your skin. Gotcha.
But actually, with that, Ewan and it switch spots from the last thing.
Well, I'm gonna try to grapple this thing.
Okay.
It's athletics. Can I? It's an athletics check.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna use an action point.
You actually don't need to. It's not actually fighting you against the grapple, and I don't think it really has an ability to avoid the grapple. So you grapple it. As you do, though, you notice it's very sticky.
Like, in a good way.
Like it feels like you're grabbing something covered in super glue.
Now that I'm all in on this, I might as well. So I'm gonna grapple. So now that he's grappled, I'm gonna try to move closer to the box.
Okay.
So that this thing is within like the light radius of the box.
Ewan, are you good with moving?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So then maybe like this.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys have moved.
Does as you move into the light, does do any changes, or does there appear to be any reaction
No,
from this thing?
no, it's just now it's got one eye on you and one eye on Ewan. But
one eye on you and one eye on Ewan and one eye on Ewan.
But despite the fact that it's got its eyes looking at Vegnog and Ewan, everybody gets the sense that it's actually looking at Lux.
It's her force of presence. They even got the cube's attention.
Yeah, that's it for Vegnog.
All right. Lux, what are you doing?
So Vegnog has it grappled.
Mm-hmm.
Is it trying to squirm to get away?
No, because it's kind of still grabbed onto Ewan's arm. Doesn't look like it wants to get away.
I'm gonna walk over to it and blow a big puff of smoke in its face, and I'm gonna begin to tell it a bedtime story,
Ooh.
like one I used to a long time ago.
Would you like to actually tell the story?
It'd probably be something about an orc, probably something from my lineage, like the orc grandfather. I don't know Eberron that well, so I don't want to.
We'll make this up as we go along. You don't have to worry about Everon specific stuff.
Was stranded and 20 days and 20 nights out in the nomadic wilderness, and what he had to do to survive, and fought all sorts of manner of creatures and lived to tell the tale and returned home. It usually would put Solomon to sleep by the time I would finish.
So as Lux is telling that story, the mimic door, which is still half like appearing to be a door, it kind of, it doesn't quite change shape, but it somehow lets go of Ewan's arm and looks like it's kind of lying on its stomach, propping its head up with its fists as it listens intently to Lux, and then begins to slowly go to sleep and curl into kind of a fetal position. And now it kind of looks like a little child.
I ain't touching that fucking thing. Does it look like a baby Solomon to Lux?
I mean, you can ask Lux.
I mean, I don't know if Ewan would necessarily think or want to know, but I figured I'd ask for Lux's sake.
It's a child. We should kill it before the girl's big.
It's unnecessary.
This thing just ate your arm.
And yet I still have it.
So this thing is no longer on Ewan's arm. Does it look like it's all chewed up?
I just sent you a chat.
This place is awful.
Yeah, no, let's get the hell out of here.
Let's go. Let's pick a door and go.
You notice your arm doesn't seem to have any damage to it.
Yeah. Now I'm just entirely fearless. I'm going to move forward.
I always knew Solomon wasn't much of a biter.
Is that Solomon?
All right, so you're moving forward.
I'm trying. I can't see, so I don't know. It's total pitch dark. So just follow the walls.
Okay. So, and then what about Lux and Bagnog? Are you guys following?
I will walk over to the cube. It's on the ground, right?
Yeah.
And gently tap it on the top of on the top side.
Mm-hmm.
Look after Alyssa. Look after Solomon, Alyssa. Take care. I walk out.
Don't let Project Ezreal near him.
That's what I'm afraid of. That's who's left.
Just imagining Lux like talking to his cube. You're the woman of the house now. I'm getting some cigarettes. Look after my kids.
All right. So Lux and Vagnog, you guys are
Yeah, we're headed. I'm headed.
heading out.
I don't know how far we can go.
One second. Wait. Whoops, that was that meant to happen.
The whole floor is moving.
Hmm. Okay, so there is some light that you guys can see. And also, Lux, you should be able to see some of this with your dark vision.
Yeah.
There's like a barrier here of some kind. That light is shining through, but I can't see through.
Let me see if that's a mistake. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Not sure why that's like that. It's not supposed to be.
Can I just walk through it? Nope, I cannot walk through it.
Really?
There's a hard barrier there.
Well, yeah. That's the wrong way. That there is a barrier there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not, yeah. All right. Well, then why is there light?
So does this appears to this is like a stone cavern?
Yes.
Does it appear to be the same kind of stone as the box?
No. Wait. Okay. Oh, I know why it's like that now. There.
Whoa. I could see way less now.
Yeah, I had turned given the map, the entire map, the ability to glow. That's why that happened. So you guys come upon this lake within the cavern that is glowing with a pale green light.
Hmm.
This is the only source of light we have here right now.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is all I
So-
got. I can't see to go anywhere else, guys.
The water looks very soothing. Very calm, very still. And you can hear the echo of the drip drops from the ceiling above, leaking small bits of water.
Just listening.
I don't trust it.
Vegnagog, I guess he'll like look in. He will like look into the water
Mhm.
and kind of inspect it.
Give me a perception check.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Vegnog backs away.
Wait, where are you, Becknag?
I can't see. It's like all black for me. And since there are
Yeah,
like corridors and stuff, there we go. Is Lux there too?
You see Lux is over here,
Oh, okay.
and Ewan is here. Can you see them?
Yep. So Vegnog would say, hide, and he would dive behind this pillar. Is this a pillar?
I don't think there's
Sure.
any pillars.
We'll say it's a large enough rock for you to dive behind.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you all on the... Oh, okay. I see part of the problem. Wait, that wasn't part of the problem. But that does come up from the depths. An enormous number of tentacles shoot up from the water and begin flailing at you guys.
Where's the nearest exit?
It's difficult for you to see because the light is so limited. Ewan and Lux, you guys just ran away.
Yeah, I moved away.
I'm right on that ledge, trying to get a better look.
Oh, I see you now. You're over here.
I could barely see Vegnog over there. I'm at the very edge of the light.
Oh, I know why. Because it's the tentacles are covering up. There. That now we can see Lux. So Lux, give me a dexterity save. Multiple tentacles wrap around you.
I mean, yeah, I didn't know she was there in the water. I would not back up. I would try and pull her out.
Okay. Give me an athletics check.
Rolling like garbage.
All right.
Can't even beat a 29.
So it maintains its hold on Lux and begins pulling her down. Ewan, you're continuing to grab onto her and you're slowing its progress, but it is still kind of, it is still progressing to pull Lux beneath the surface.
Sure. You got anything clever over there? Calling out to Vagnock.
I have nothing. My weapons are not on me.
No gadgets hidden inside.
None that would be useful for this.
Stab it with a lockpick.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I can punch the tentacle that has Lux.
Sure, you could try. Lux, what are you doing in the meantime? As it begins kind of wrapped around you and is slowly pulling you down.
Enjoying the ride.
So Ewan, go ahead and give a punch.
Sure.
So you punch the tentacle, but you notice it feels really strange. Like you feel like you're almost moving in molasses. Your punch is like really slow motion, despite the fact that you feel like you're trying really hard. You get the sense that you're not really having any force or impact behind your punch.
I just shake that shit off and punch it again.
Okay. You make contact, but it still feels off.
All right. There's that.
And then give me a dexterity save. Okay. You managed to avoid getting wrapped by the tentacles. Vagnog, are you still hiding behind that rock?
Yes.
Okay. So you do see that some of the tentacles are kind of curling around the rock, almost like they're seeking you out. They still don't seem like they see you, but you could tell that it's almost like exploratory the way the tentacles are feeling around.
I've seen this movie enough times. Okay. Are we going in turn order?
I mean, not necessarily. It's not really initiative right now. You guys can act however you want. Lux is still slowly getting pulled in. The tentacles are coming after Ewan, but he's managed to dodge successfully so far, and they're kind of searching for you, Begnog.
Has there does it look like there's like a trail, or like what can I tell, like what lays this way?
It looks to be a wall. This is like a ledge all around this way. You imagine, even though you can't see very well, that is likely how Ewan and Lux got to the side that they're on over here.
So I guess Vegnok's gonna try to sneak around as far as he can.
Okay. So you're crossing over tentacles and trying to be sneaky. So give me a stealth check.
Come on.
Okay. You almost step on one of the tentacles, but you manage to move your foot just in time to avoid putting your weight down on top of it. And you're able to move around the edge. Are you trying to get all the way here?
Yes.
Okay. So we can say that you get there.
All right. And that'd be all I would do on my turn.
Okay. And then Ewan, are you still ducking while trying to pull Lux out
Yeah.
and punching?
Yeah, I mean, it seems my punching is not having an impact on these things, so I'll just try and yank.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics check to yank.
Yeah, what are action points? Okay.
You actually managed to find a great deal of strength and pull Lux to there. But she is still wrapped in the tentacles. And
Alrighty.
I think you're over here.
To start.
And Lux, what are you doing?
How many? So there's a couple still wrapped around me.
Yeah.
Like, my friends would appreciate it if you weren't so grabby with them.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, persuasion.
You're the one being grabbed.
And then in a weird Australian voice, you hear, come on, I won't bite. I just want to feel you a bit.
Where's the Australian come from?
This thing has strange accent.
The fuck's the mouth?
So Ewan, give me another dexterity save as it attempts to grab you with some more tentacles. All right, so you are grabbed, and it is beginning to pull you in as well.
God damn you, son of a bitch!
Somehow the tentacles still haven't seen you, Vegnog. So what do you want to do before their exploratory tentacle moving finds you?
I guess Vegnak would just go over to like where Lux and Ewan are and kind of provide cover with his fists of fury. Or like open hand slaps of fury. If there's any tentacles that come away, like if it, as it comes closer, he'd be like, no. Because that's pretty much all Vegnak can do without a weapon.
Give me an acrobatics check. Are you okay, Dustin? Are you going to be able to make it?
I'm working. I'm trying.
All right, so you actually managed to swat away a couple of tentacles, but they still keep coming, and you're not able to get them all.
Worst hentai ever. Sounds good. That's Vegnok's turn.
All right, Ewan, Lux, what are you guys doing now? You've been pulled to the edge at this point.
I can still fight.
All right, so how are you fighting?
I gotta wrench myself free from this fucking thing and, keep a hold of Lux.
Okay. So what are you trying to do? And
I mean, that's to get myself free.
okay. So go ahead and describe how you managed to get yourself free.
I imagine it probably was like it grabbed my leg and started pulling me along with Lux, but I just managed to, I guess, stomp on the tentacle with my free foot to sort of stop it for a second and then twist twist my leg enough to be able to unwrap it.
Okay. So you managed to get yourself free. Do you want to do anything else?
Yeah, I pull Lux some more.
Okay.
I don't know how it has Lux wrapped. Maybe I could just pull it off of her.
Okay, you can give it a try. All right. So go ahead and describe how you managed to get Lux free.
I just fucking pry that son of a bitch off. I just plant my feet. I find a good spot that has some good rocks that aren't giving way so easily. And I hold on and then muscle that son of a bitch off.
All right. And Lux, what do you do in response to getting the tentacles free from you?
Are they on the? So do they pull back into the water, or are they right there?
No, they're right there.
I was like, clearly, Dr. Sheev, My friends don't appreciate being handled. Have you learned anything? Can you tell me anything from being down here?
Yeah, the water's great. Come on in. You'll have a blast.
I just bring Lux further away from the water.
Everybody give me a perception check.
Not bad.
All right.
Could be better.
Right about here.
Okay. Oh, look, there's a rope over here. And I walk over and grab a hold of a rope that I know I see. I don't know if anybody else does.
When you point it out, does anybody look?
Vegnog would.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys all see a rope hanging from nothing. Doesn't look to be attached to anything.
Uh-huh. Does Lux just go and pull it?
I'm just grabbing hold of it.
I was like, I don't feel like figuring out what the hell that does.
Just grab hold. Just grab on.
I trust the rope.
I don't trust a rope. I don't trust shit.
It means us no harm.
How would you know?
Have you spoken to this rope?
We've met before.
Oh. Where did you meet this rope?
As that's happening, the tentacles try to wrap it, Vegnog. So give me a dexterity save.
Damn it, Chief. I'm trying to get out of here.
A tentacle's trying to grab her?
Well, I just want to study you. That's all. Got you, Vegnog. And it begins pulling you slowly.
I'm gonna try to ineffectually slap it.
Grab Vegnog. Just get away from the damn water.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics check, Ewan.
I can only succeed at these so many times. Yeah, your luck's run out. I don't have any points thingies.
So you're trying to pull him back. You're not able to, but you also stop his movement from going forward, and you can hear the voice say, "Aw, come on!" And Ewan, your attention is towards the lake, obviously, but Vagnog has his back to the lake, and he sees Lux begin to be pulled up towards the ceiling as the rope is pulled, and then eventually disappears. And then a moment later, the rope falls back down.
The Lux is gone. She went up the rope.
I can only save one of you at a time.
Anything is better than, well, not anything. That room a couple rooms ago was pretty bad.
Vagnog, give me a Constitution save.
I'm good at these.
You feel really as comfortable as you feel like little endings of tentacles going into cracks and crevices in your armor.
I'm gonna try
and
to
into your joints. And then you hear a voice, "Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about."
Vegnog is just gonna thrash harder against these tentacles. And he's gonna see if he can kind of roll, kind of do a roll out. So if they're getting into him, seeing if he can do a forward roll and kind of shake it off.
Here's a good question. How is the tentacle wrapped around him?
There's one wrapped around his midsection, and a couple of others slithering up his legs and around his neck.
Oh, and if it's around the neck, it's probably not going to work. That would have worked with the legs.
Just all right. Get them off your legs and neck.
So I'll just try to grab these things off the tentacles off my neck then.
Okay.
And I do have thieves' tools embedded in me, so I would stab it with the scissors.
Okay.
Probably doesn't count for anything other than an arm, but
Well, hold on. Are you gonna say it, Peter?
Oh yeah. So you hear Lux's voice. Sheev, let Vegnog go. If you don't, P-Rail's gonna get the same fate as you.
And then you hear in response, just the tip. And Vagna, you can go ahead and roll an athletics check, or you could do it acrobatics, and you can add a d4 for the stabby with the scissors.
Does he have advantage while I'm sitting there trying? Oh, well, look at that.
It's the most fucking acrobatic thing you've ever seen in your life.
He's found a new mode, the compact mode.
So how do you get out?
So these tentacles are wrapped around Victor's neck, his waist, and slithering up his legs. So he would have out of his kind of fist opens up, or where one of his fingers pops off like Inspector Gadget style, and he has these tools, and out is a scissors. So he stabs the one in his neck, and it slackens for a bit, and he uses that to kind of rip, like kind of in a smooth motion, like flip it off, and then he pokes the one around his waist, and then he is able to like part it apart, and then he does this forward roll and flips his legs around, and it gets the it like shakes the tentacles loose that's on his legs as he does it towards the rope.
Okay.
For Ewan, who can see, it just looks like he's water moving through these tentacles.
So you are able to reach the rope. What do you do with the rope?
I grab it and yank.
Okay. And it begins to pull you up into where you don't know. It's complete darkness up there. And then you are now alone, and you hear, oh, Ewan, just you and me.
There was never a you and me.
A moment after Vegnog disappears, the rope falls down again.
Lets out the fucking most annoyed sigh and grabs the rope.
Aw, no fair. As the rope raises with you on it. And then you guys suddenly, there is a gentle breeze that blows through. You are still blind, you're in complete darkness, and then slowly your senses begin to return. You can, first one is touch. You can feel soft grass beneath your knees and hands. And you feel that gentle breeze. It's warm and comforting. You get the scent of lavender and vanilla. You can hear what sounds to be the chirping of birds, songbirds, and flitting about. And then slowly your vision begins to return. And you see you see a pink field, a grove. You're alone, except there's a figure in shade and obstructed by foliage that appears to be walking towards you from here.
Can I tell what kind of figure it is? Like, is it humanoid? Can it tell like a race?
It appears to be humanoid. You can't really determine a race yet. It's still too obscured.
Normal size.
Yeah.
I mean, Ewan will interpose himself between the stranger and Vegnar and Lux.
Anything Lux and Vegnag you guys are doing before this thing reveals itself?
Does this place look familiar?
No. In fact, you've never seen or heard of plants that look like this. I mean, everything is, it's not like normal reds or the changing of colors or like lilacs. This foliage is like a shade of pink that shouldn't exist. It seems super vivid and real. And it also kind of shimmers in ways that colors, it doesn't make sense in a way. It's at once very beautiful, but also very overwhelming.
Are there any noises?
Yeah, you can hear birds tweeting, and
Okay, that's
you
right.
you can hear like the leaves and twigs cracking beneath the feet of this person as they approach.
Okay.
And then so the person comes forward and reveals herself. And you see Lassice walking towards you, but appearing to be pretty badly beaten. There are welts all across her skin. Her clothing seems to be torn and burned in sections, or slashed as if by a blade. She has cuts over her skin as well as bruises over her eyes and a slight lump on her head. Hey guys, been a while.
Say that again.
Does Vegnog know Lassice?
Nope.
Who are you, double woman? What new trickery is this?
Mad Devil. I'm friends with Ewan and Lux.
Yeah, we're in a unusual situation. I can't call anything a friend right now.
We're in Fernia, and this mad witch has got our brains all fried. But you are a specter of the devils.
Actually, I don't know who you are, what you're doing here. You must be part of the dream. But Ewan and Lux, I've been trying to reach you. I don't have much time. I'm actually on the run. Creatures they're looking for me.
Uh-huh.
I know this must be weird. I just kind of disappeared.
Oh, this is pretty much daily for me, so go, continue.
Well, I don't know if you guys remembered or noticed, but from time to time I just appear and disappear. It seemed like there was no real rhyme or reason to it. Do you guys remember that?
Uh-huh.
Well, I finally figured out why. I'm something called a Kalishtar. And I have a strange ability among people of my kind. I can actually physically go to the realm of dreams, Delcor, which really shouldn't be possible.
And is this supposed to be it?
Well, sort of. This is a dream. You're all dreaming.
What?
I figured.
That witch, she cast magic on me.
He don't sleep.
He's not here. He's with one of you guys. He's part of the dream.
I just looks at Luxney. One of us knows him better than we realize because he seems to be behaving pretty spot on.
I mean, that's the funny thing about dreams. You have you feel like you know what's going on and that you have grasp of it, but do you really?
Are you serious? Is this really a dream?
Yeah, it's a dream. Look, we don't have much time.
Can I insider?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Thank God I didn't have disadvantage.
As far as you can tell, everything that she said matches up with your experience. I mean, it makes sense that this is a dream. Whether she's part of the dream or if she's really here, it's a little bit more difficult to say for certain. But either she's a pretty good representation and your dream is such that you're certain of the likeness, or it really is her.
So Lux looks up and then pulls the small blunt from her mouth and looks very disappointed.
Second rate shit.
Look, I'm in danger, and not only me, but our world, the real world, not Fernia or wherever it is you guys are right now.
I mean, if they manage to pull an entire fucking city into Fernia, I'd imagine we're in some deep shit. Who knows what else they have planned?
No, that's something else. Creatures here in the realm of dreams, nightmares, living nightmares. They're managing a secret war, and I am unique. You're not supposed to be able to travel to the realm of dreams. It's not supposed to be possible. The ties between Eberron and Delcor were severed long ago. But here we are. Here I am. For real, physically here. And the nightmares, they are looking for me. They're going to try to use me to cross over, to launch an invasion.
All right.
Into where?
Can you get back?
No, I don't have control over this power. I can't cross on my own. But I've been hopping into other people's dreams, trying to get information while they stay hidden from these nightmares. I think I've found something that can help. It can anchor me back into the real world. And then suddenly the dream changes a bit so that before you, right here, floating is a crown. The crown looks to be made of silver, very slight, very finely detailed. And it shimmers in a way that it almost seems to be alive, but it also has a quality about it where it seems almost ephemeral. Like if you were to touch it, it might actually disperse into smoke. This crown, if you can find it, you can do a ritual, and it can anchor me back into the real world.
And we're supposed to find this where?
Well, that's the thing about this crown. It actually exists everywhere in all planes. Eberron, Fernia, all of the other planes, there's some version of this thing. Now, the ritual, it's meant to help find where it's going to be. You see, it also moves around, and the ritual is different depending on where you are. It works different in Eberron versus Fernia and versus the other places. And it's supposed to require something called a fiend coin and the blood of an angel who's lost its heart. And that's the ritual that will work in Fernia, and it will tell you where to find it. And then the other half of the ritual can be completed, and you can call me and it will anchor me back into the real world.
What sort of preparations does this ritual take?
The other preparations are minimal. Some drawings of sigils that I can show you in your minds. And if I do it right, you'll remember it, because dreams are weird. You don't always remember what happens in the dreams, but I think I can make it clear for you, at least long enough that you can get it down on paper when you wake up. But you have to help me. They're out to get me. They want to hurt me, and they want to use whatever it is that I can do to completely overrun Eberron, Corvair. The last war, it would look like a fireworks show in comparison.
Who is they?
The nightmares. Living nightmares that live in the realm of dreams.
Do they have an appearance?
They take whatever shape that they want here. The reality is based on thought, desire, and it's a dream, and these creatures live in dreams.
All right. I don't know how many world-ending cataclysms we can deal with at once, but
I know it's hard to believe, and maybe you don't believe it. Maybe this is just a dream too, but I know it's real. I just hope that you do too.
Ewan just says fuck it and tries to grab the crown that's floating. This apparition of it. It exists everywhere, right?
So you grab it. And Lassie says, that's not the crown. That's just part of it in the dream. The vision of it. Believe me, if it were that simple, I would have done that myself.
Just didn't believe hard enough.
I do think that there's a version of it here in Delcourt, but it's hidden well. The nightmare creatures haven't been able to find it, and they've been looking for it for ages. Literal ages. Time spans that you can't even imagine.
I'm going to walk up to Lassie's. She said she looks beat up.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to pluck a single head of hair.
All right. She winces. What are you doing, Lux?
case we need to find you.
I don't. I mean, maybe that will work. I don't know. You're the first people I've been able to actually talk to in a dream. Everyone else, they're not quite present. I think maybe just because I know you or some other connection, but if you wake up and you have that hair, that might help. I'm not very confident.
We'll try our best to get this crown.
We'll see.
And then you hear or you see Lassice looking as if she hears something that you can't hear. And then she gets a look of concern as her eyes widen. I have to go. They're close. Please find the crown. And then she runs back into the forest.
How the hell do we get out of here?
So suddenly the sky turns red and darkens, and the ground begins to shake, and sections of it fall away. Not the ground that you're standing on, but to the right and to the left of you, until you're standing on a bridge.
A forge on the other side there.
It looks to be some kind of forge. For some reason, dream logic, you have the sense that if you cross this bridge on the other side, you'll be able to get back.
Of course.
Does the bridge look familiar?
No.
So there's is there like lava and stuff boiling but below us?
Yep. And you can feel the heat of it rising.
Feel like I just got to make it to the other side. Shall we just book it?
Yes. And we just run.
Yep.
Okay. So wait.
Yeah.
As you get here, maybe here. You guys hear something ahead of you, and also behind you, and it's like a
Ignore the fucking chickens. Let's just keep going.
Well,
Don't care about no
there's
Bissell Chickens.
There are a whole bunch of them. And both in front of you and behind you.
Oh man.
Whatever. Let's just run through them.
All right. So
What do they look like?
Like a Bissell Chickens.
so they look like this. So Tony, you're gonna have Ewan run through them.
Yep.
The minute you touch the first one, it explodes.
Okay.
Uh,
Like violently or
violently, like
Like it just suffered a bunch of whiplash damage and exploded on impact.
yeah, probably.
uh,
Sounds like it.
You were knocked back 10 feet.
where is it? Hold on.
In a random direction.
So you gotta make a dexterity saving throw. All right, so you take 7 thunder damage, and you actually get pulled forward. Which throws you into another chicken. So go ahead and make another dexterity saving throw. All right, so you make that one, but you still take 2 thunder damage.
I'm at 0 everything. I have been this whole fucking time.
Well, it's still really painful.
Sure.
And now we will do initiative.
Pain. 7 and 4. That's nothing. I lost a fucking arm.
Right. Man, Ewan, you got an 18. I don't know why it's saying that. And then didn't put in mine, so. All right, so Vegnog, you're up. Luck's on deck. Ewan in the hall.
Are there any like rocks or stones on this bridge?
Yeah, you could find a rock.
I'm gonna pick up a rock and hurl it at one of the abyssal chickens.
Okay.
Like this one.
You look like you're sleeping as you're rolling.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm fading fast. Did that do it? Yeah, it was all right.
All right, so that one explodes. And thankfully it's not within 5 feet of Ewan.
Does it look like it exploded on any of the surrounding ones?
The other chickens seem to be immune to the explosions.
All right. Then that'll be my turn.
Okay. Lux.
Okay. So realizing that this really wasn't a trip and that it's actually a dream, much disappointed. And that in dreams you can do anything. I will close my eyes. Lux closed her eyes and looks down at her hand and imagine she has a handful of a Bissell chicken feed.
Give me a charisma check
Corn, if you will.
with advantage.
Thank you, advantage.
You have the chicken feed.
So obviously I can speak a Bissell chicken and I will throw it in the middle of the chickens. Feast,
With-
my darlings.
Which set of chickens? The one
The
behind
ones,
or one
yeah,
in front?
the ones behind me, like in the middle of them. And I imagine like this Bissell chicken feed is like little tiny nuggets of like rotted meat and blood and bone and
Yeah, Bissell corn. That's what they
Yeah.
call a Bissell corn.
Yep.
Yeah, the chickens go nuts. They're all fighting each other over for the little bits of food that you've thrown.
Fighting
Yes.
each other over it, so they're exploding.
Oh, they're immune to their own explosion technique.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so them touching each other doesn't trigger the explosion.
No.
Got it. Well, that's no fun.
Anything else you're doing, Lux?
I'm gonna start heading towards the other chickens.
Okay. And Ewan.
Just jump over this other one. They're fucking tiny.
Okay.
And then I keep moving. I dash. Am I there yet?
So you get there to that point. And then the chickens begin charging Lux and Vegnog. A couple begin charging at Ewan, but then the scene begins to fade or change. And suddenly you are now here. And you see that the room is now made of flesh, and a spot in the wall seems to split, revealing a massive eye that looks around and then focuses on you.
Is it pictured as is? So like there's a tunnel?
Kind of. It's more like this. Where is it? Oops, I got rid of Lux. Oh no, I didn't. She's there. So the entrance is right about here.
Sounds good. Let's move.
Yes.
So how are you moving through this?
At a rapid pace, preferably.
So it's a bunch of platforms. So you have to leap platform to platform, but as you're moving, these eyes jump into your way and begin staring at you. And you can hear a voice from the main central eye, in a voice that shakes you to the bone, say, "Where is she?"
No, she's here.
Where is she?
Don't know who you're talking about.
Everybody give me a wisdom save. Okay. Ewan and Vegna, you make the save. You know that this is a dream still. You still get a sense of terror, but it is not overwhelming. But for Lux, the terror is just paralyzing, and you forget that this is a dream, and you are just frozen in fear.
You are a figment of imagination. Be gone from this place. You are not welcome.
With that, it waves one of its eyeballs, and suddenly Vegnog is no longer there.
I know. Is that all it takes? Obviously, this is a dream. You can't hurt anybody here.
Hold on. I'm gonna. Message sent to you, Dustin.
Gotcha.
And then Ewan, give me a charisma save. Lux, you too, but with disadvantage because you're frozen in fear.
There goes a shit roll.
Okay. So two of this creature's eye tentacles shoot forward, enveloping both of your heads. And you feel an intense pressure and psychic pain in your head as this thing, you know that it is reading all of your thoughts, all of your memories, all of your knowledge, all of your secrets are being absorbed by this creature. And you don't know how you know this, but you know it. And you also know that because you're, in a sense, seeing all that it is, the knowledge it is acquiring from you, flashing before your eyes. And then after what seems like 10 years, it releases its grasp on you and it says, "Go." And with that, you both wake up.
The last thing I think, as you know, about to, before he's done, it's like, yeah, nothing useful there, was it?
Yeah, I'm thinking, got more than you bargained for.
That fucker's hallucinating now.
So you guys, you get the benefits of a full rest, but you take. Let's see. You each take 3 psychic damage and a level of exhaustion.
Listen, I was already at 3.
You don't heal any of your exhaustion then. And Lux, if you already have exhaustion, it doesn't add additional exhaustion. You just don't heal the exhaustion.
No, I didn't have one, so I get one.
Okay. And we will end it there for tonight.
That's good.
So, a bit of a weirder session, some experimental things going on. What were you guys' thoughts?
It was fun.
Yeah.
Clearly, we're still in the fucking dreamscape.
Yeah, we never left the mindscape.
Still there. Never leaving.
Yeah, I was actually a little bit surprised that you guys didn't try harder to take advantage of being in the dream. I thought, Peter, you did a great job with Lux. You just didn't have very good rolls. But yeah,
I didn't think of Ewan as a type to be able to do that.
that's fair.
He's smart, but he's still like a jock.
Okay. He's not very cerebral.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He's smart. He knows how to work shit out. You know, it's part of his job. But yeah.
And Big Dog doesn't sleep, so he just was thinks
Out of his element.
he's gonna treat it like just some mad witch.
Do I have the
Playing
piece
tricks
of
on his
hair?
mind.
You do not.
Oh.
It was fun. I think it would have been more fun to not more fun, but to hold on to the fact that it wasn't a dream a little bit longer. For another room or something. And then kind of the twist. I do like going through the dream though.
There was actually another encounter that I had in between before the fairy realm place, the fairy meadow. But I could see from you, Dustin, and also with time that I didn't think we'd be able to get through it.
Yeah, my zero hit would have would have been helpful there.
Yeah, it was actually, so you guys were going to be in a bar with all the patrons being frozen. And then from there, something giant gladiator pops out with a pair of pet basilisks trying to turn you to stone while also having laser eyes.
It could still happen. We wake up and that's exactly where we're at.
Yeah, we're at the bar.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head to bed. Thank you.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was fun.
All right, take care, everyone.
All right.